Hey, so my goal here is pretty simple. I want to basically showcase to you one of the key strategies that we're using within our firm to basically generate a massive amount of deal flow. And when I say deal flow, that means basically investor meetings, term sheets signed, raising capital for people. And I know there's some people out there who want to raise capital, but they don't want to do the traditional way. They don't want to pay someone a retainer or a success fee, whatever it is, right? They want to do it themselves in house. So probably you're tight on cash. Makes sense. I'm a founder too. I totally get it. And I want to demonstrate to you one of the key strategies that we're using within our firm that's really helping us schedule a bunch of calls for the founders that are looking to basically raise capital with us within our platform. By the way, we run a matchmaking platform. We help founders like you and I obviously go ahead and raise capital, whether that's a seed, Series A, B, C, you name it. We do public offerings. We help people basically even exit their companies. So we're a global matchmaking platform. That kind of makes sense. So we do a lot of outbound efforts, a lot of inbound efforts. So just from our best practices is what I'm going to be taking from and just basically demonstrating to you. And today, basically, one of the key strategies that I'm going to be going over is using cold emails. I know you might have notions on it. You might think it doesn't work. You might think it's outdated. You might have a lot of preconceived notions on it. I get it. But just in the past 2 weeks, we've generated more than $50 million plus in pipeline deals. Just leveraging just from our cold outbound efforts. This is not including our inbound or other things we're doing. So, and by the way, as I go into this strategy, really the first key thing that I want to go over with you is there's four main components to obviously leveraging cold email to get a lot of investor meetings and a lot of term sheets signed. The four main components. And the first one really is getting your mindset right. Okay? If you believe you have a preconceived notion that cold emails don't work, I totally get it. But a question that's going to help you understand where I'm coming from, if you believe so, is do you check your inbox today? Do you check your email, your Gmail today? If the answer is yes, then whatever I'm going to go over with you today is going to work. If you're a founder, the answer is probably going to be yes. So, cold emails work. People need to check their inboxes. They have no choice. They have bills, they have rent, they have other things. It is compulsory for them to check their inbox. The problem here is you're not landing the inbox, or what you're saying isn't relevant to them, or you're saying too much. Okay? So first step really to this strategy, this cold email strategy, is really going to be making sure that you are sending emails. No, my apologies. The first step really is to make sure your mindset part is set up. It works without doubt. Okay? Now, number two, the second step to basically making this cold email strategy work and kind of reap similar results to what we're reaping for our clients is going to be making sure you have proper data. This is the technical side. Okay? If you do not have proper data, relevant data to your offering, you might as well not do it. That's where you start getting marked as spam, people are not reading it, or you're just not even landing in the inbox. You need to have relevant, up-to-date investor data, and you need to make sure you clean that information. That's the way a lot of people sometimes make a mistake. They get information from places like Y Combinator or Crunchbase, but then guess what? They don't clean the information. They just buy the emails from a vendor or something like that, and then they go ahead and just start blasting people. No. You need to make sure you get it from a proper source. Preferably, it would be best to get it from a source that's not really known that much. Even though a lot of these B2B databases pull from the same storehouse, you want to find some that probably isn't really that known. And if you're wondering what kind of database to use, Apollo.io is famously known, and the interface is user-friendly. You have Lusha.ai. You have platforms like PitchBook. Obviously, investor data is galore there. You have Crunchbase, Y Combinator, SignalFX. Okay? Look at the transcript of this video and copy those and kind of put it there. Those places you can get investor data very easily. And if you can just get the company's URL, we can push it into Apollo.io and literally get the investors within that company easily. So if you just have a list of, or you can get a list of just URLs of people's companies, Apollo.io can literally find you the headcounts, the actual emails, the LinkedIn's, everything like that. Okay, that's the second step. Data. having the proper data and having relevant contacts and making sure once you scrape people's information. By the way, if you want me to make another video on that, just talking about how to actually do this process, the actual step-by-steps, how to go to Apollo, how to get the URLs, how to push it in, how to clean the information, let me know. I'll make a video for you for free. And by the way, if you're someone who likes what I just said, but you feel like it's too much for you to do, go ahead and schedule a free consultation with our team below. We'll gladly give you a list of 1,000 investors for free just so you can start doing your own outreach efforts. We don't mind. We have data galore. With that being said, second step, once again, iterating. Have valid data, relevant investors that invest in your sector. Signal FX is really a great place to actually kind of have that filtered out investor list because they really filter out very good. But Crunchbase would probably be better, and Apollo would be probably the best to actually get their emails and stuff like that. But with that being said, number one, mindset. We need to understand that cold emails work. We've generated more than $50 million plus in deals. Okay? Pipeline deals, the past 3 weeks, cold emails. Just in one aspect of how we generate deals. So it works. Have you checked your email today? You have, so it works. Secondly, proper data, relevant people, clean the data. Okay? Number 3, it's basically really going to be the copywriting side of stuff. And this is something I wanted to really mention at the beginning. I kind of touched on it a little bit, but I didn't. You need to understand when it comes to cold emails, okay? Cold emails have 4 components. It's like if you've marketed before, you know that we have a headline, or you know something like, for example, some people call it a lead, right? Or you know you have the Facebook ads, for example, you have the creative, you have the headline. In YouTube, for example, you have the thumbnail, you have the title. There's always that one key thing that catches people's attentions first, right? If you're reading a blog post, you know that on a blog post, for example, a blog post has a headline. Then it has the subheadline. Then it has the little information. How information is presented on a screen, how big it is, dictates what people read first and go second, and third, and fourth. That's a crap explanation, but basically what I'm trying to say is there's a format and there's a procedure that people go about using to consume information. Depending on the platform, they go in different sequences. Okay? If someone's scrolling, the reason why people, any advertising agency or anybody who advertises emphasizes so much on the creative is because that typically is what gets people's attentions prior to the headline, then the actual CTA and, you know, the sub headline. Because, you know, the Facebook ad, you have the image, you have the headline, then you have the button below over there that kind of has that call to action a little bit. So the same thing with cold emails. You have 4 components. You have the subject line, okay? You have the first line that they see. Those are the first 2 most important components of cold email because those are the first 2 things anybody sees within the inbox. And if those 2 things don't register, you're not even going to get your email opened. You get what I'm saying? So make sure what you're saying makes sense. Read it. Write in. What I train my people to do is sometimes instead of writing the copy on a screen, write it on your phone and look at it through the drafts and look at, would I really read? Would I even click this in the first place? Because you need to get the click. That's what dictates if your pitch or whatever you're offering even is read. I've emphasized a whole lot on that because that's what gets the click. And that's the first step to catching the bait or catching the prey, which is the investor in this specific scenario. Okay? Your subject line, first line, need to be compelling. That's what gets people to want to open up. Now, what you say inside the body and your call to action dictates if they respond. And a simple framework for this is try to keep your emails under 50 to 70 words. You should prompt Claude.ai or ChatGPT. I think Claude sometimes it has an upper hand when it comes to writing copy, I'll be honest with you. But both of them are great. I will usually punch the copy back and forth into each one and then use your logic because that's the difference between us and animals, right? The ability to reason. The ability to be able to see a flute and play coordinations, how using your logic basically. I'm not trying to go into a tangent here, but you get what I'm saying. Okay? There's 4 components to a cold email. The first 2, subject line and the first line. If it's on a phone or on a laptop, that's the first thing they see. So you want to make sure those make sense. The copy should be 50, 70 words. It should be intriguing. Prompt called AI to basically make the email intriguing and compelling enough to have the person ask for more information. Don't send your deck and stuff like that yet. Any links in the first email is a complete no-go. Especially with spam regulations just increasingly going through the roof. You have agencies that are sending millions of emails per month. So you're competing against them and scammers from foreign countries and phishing and so many other things. The same way, and by the way, that shouldn't discourage you because the same thing is happening also on Facebook. Facebook, you're competing for ad placements with people who are doing data scams. So the marketplace is the same really all around. Okay? Cold email is just a bit more tedious. So with that being said, even though I went on a kind of tangent there, that's a third thing. You need to focus on those 3 main things. Right there, make sure the email is intriguing. Soft call to action. Can I send more information? Don't bombard the people with links and all that kind of weird stuff. Because if they're not interested in what you got to offer, why the hell are they going to be interested in a deck? So keep it simple. Sorry, just being transparent with you. After that is going to be number 4. After you have, obviously, your mindset is set up properly, you got the right data, relevant people, you clean their information, and number 3, basically, you wrote the good copy using Claude.ai, you use ChatGPT, you filter the information properly, you clean the copies, you spam check the copies also. You want to spam check because there's specific words. If you put inside the copy, you can be spam. You can kind of be considered spam and not land in the inbox. The 4th thing is really going to be volume and tracking. You want to start off very small, gain some traction. There's 100 people a day. You want to use tools like smartlead.ai. If you're new to cold emailing and using tools, use Instantly. But if you're intermediary, an amateur, like the amateur surgeon, that game we played 5-10 years ago. If you're amateur, use smartlead.ai. That is great for basically helping you automate the whole process from literally helps you. Listen to me. Okay, smartlead.ai. They have the training, everything. I don't want to go too much into that. But basically, I just want to give you that highlight overview. If you want me to go into specific details about each and every single specific step, please let me know. Even if you're one person, I don't care. I'll make the video for you. Okay? I'll walk you through. Or you can actually go ahead and just schedule a call with one of our consultants on our webpage. And maybe we can arrange something and have you speak with basically one of our business development reps. And they could possibly help you kind of set up something for yourself. For free. We're not trying to charge you. The more people, the more business we have in the world, the more the economy can grow. We are the backbones of society. Without us, the world doesn't evolve. Google, Facebook, even though I don't like them that much, and all the other companies, Apples and so on and so forth. We all chime in to build this world. We all chime in to shape this world. Okay, without us, there's no world. Okay, there's no economy that's moving forward. So if I can even help you, that one person that wants that information, no problem at all. We'll do it. That being said, just to kind of reiterate one more time. Cold emails work, without doubt. You check your emails today, so it obviously works. You're just not saying the right things. Number 2, the right data, relevant people, clean the information. Okay. Number 3, you want to focus on the 4 main components. You want to take the approach of a ad placement agency. What are those main components that are indistinguishable? That no matter what happens will always be there. Subject line, the preview, the body, the call to action. It's not going nowhere. And obviously you could do little tweaks like, adding an image to your profile. But all of that right there is that 20 is that basically that 20%. Okay, it doesn't move that 80%. Is what I'm basically trying to say. Okay? And number 4, volume and tracking. Use tools like smartly.ai or Instantly if you're a beginner, and then have a simple CRM basically using webhooks that kind of route all those responses to a Google Sheets or Airtable, for example. With that being said, this is me. And by the way, if you're looking to raise capital, anything around 1 to 100 million, we preferably like to work with people that are raising Series A's. If you're doing a seed, you have proof of concept, you have some revenue, I'm more than happy to talking to you and facilitating some introductions. Once again, the easiest way to actually really do this is really have us help you. We don't charge any fees. We're completely free of charge. So, I didn't hurt you at all. With that being said, this is Robin, and I want to say hasta la vista. Adios, mi amigos.